What I saw at DEKA Strong was, wow, this is really accessible. I could have my mom or my dad come to this event. To understand DEKA, I felt like I needed to start doing DEKA and participating. And so, yeah, I personally fell in love with it.
Yeah.
If you ask my wife, I'm obsessed with DEKA. It's something that we can host within our gym, and then people will come to the gym who maybe wouldn't have come to the gym otherwise, and they'll tour our facility, they'll see how clean it is, they'll see the amenities that we have.
Man, I'm getting all worked up over here. This is tremendous. We got DEKA heat training, DEKA swim coming soon.
That's right. Yeah. Ricardo's rules of resilience. Tune in, people. Every episode is impactful. You become more burly just by listening. Let's go.
Welcome, everybody, to Ricardo's Rules of Resilience, the podcast that gives you the tools to withstand and recover from difficulties. Today, I'm joined by our special guest, Chad Bryant of Raintree Athletic Club in Colorado. Chad, welcome to the podcast.
Thanks for having me today.
So, how about if you give our listeners the 1-minute overview of who is Chad Bryant?
So, started in the fitness industry in 2009, was a personal trainer. Then I got into serving in various different roles for a private health club. And then probably about 10 years ago, I started working for the health club that I'm at now, Raintree Athletic Club, and the fitness director there. And so, I oversee group fitness, personal training, massage, nutrition, our sporting departments, things like that. And then I spend a lot of my time on sort of the organizational health of the company. So that's a very intentional sort of custom framework that we have all of our managers, front desk team members, personal trainers sort of go through to ensure that we have cultural alignment and leadership and things like that. And then it was about a year ago that the owner and I started talking about group fitness. And so, we have a lot of Les Mills, and that's a certain, demographic that we have here at the club. Mm-hmm. And so, from our perspective, as a general statement, group fitness as we know it, traditional group fitness where there's the instructor on stage, and it's all choreographed, it's sort of sunsetting. So it's still here, it's still viable, it still serves a purpose. There's a lot of demographics that still enjoy that, and the demographics that enjoy it tend to be more Gen Xers and then baby boomers. And so we began sort of looking at, okay, well, what is the next thing for group fitness? And we have small group training, which is fee-based, but we wanted to be able to offer something that was not fee-based, that was included in a general membership, that was like group fitness, but it was not traditional group fitness. Mm-hmm. And so, like I mentioned, it was about a year ago, I started looking into different options. Mm-hmm. And that's when I found DEKA. And in order to understand DEKA, I felt like I needed to start doing DEKA and participating. And so, I personally fell in love with it. If you ask my wife, she's, I'm obsessed with DEKA. My kids are 7 and 4-year-old know what DEKA is, and they love seeing my medals and stuff like that. And then so I know, as a general statement, anything that I'm sold on, it's something I can believe in. And if I can believe in it, then I'm going to be more effective at selling it to the team, because it's not going to be successful if the team doesn't buy into it. And then if the team buys into it, then we can get our members engaged. And so that's why and sort of how we started coming on board with DEKA.
The ISM and enthusiasm, I've been told, stands for I am sold myself.
Nice.
And when we are sold ourselves on it, but it's something we love and it's flowing out of us, then that's going to be contagious to other people. And for those who don't know, tell a little bit about your context about Raintree, the size it is. This is no mom and pop stop.
Yeah.
And the town you're in.
Yeah, so we're in Fort Collins, Colorado. Around 185,000 people. Colorado State University is here, so we're a big college town. We're a full-service health club, so we do have an aquatic center. We have child care, group fitness, massage, things like that.
And about how many members? This is kind of mind-blowing for most of us.
Yeah, we have around 6,000 members. It's about 6,500 square feet. 65,000 square feet of the facility that we're in. Yeah, not 6,500. And I'd say our demographic, so we're a family club, and we have a lot of people who are baby boomers, Gen Xers, and now millennials, more and more millennials, young families with income to spend in the club, whether that's personal training or massage or any of our non-dues generating departments. And then we do have quite a few Gen Zers that work out at the club, and so that's sort of our makeup.
And well, tell our listeners a little bit about how you got started then. So you knew you needed to do something different. You found DEKA. You thought that was going to really fill the gap there because of what you're looking for. So what'd you do first?
Research. So I started looking online for different offerings, and there were a few platforms that I found. One of the platforms we tried several years ago, and I won't name the company now. And it didn't work for us. It was not a good fit for us. And so started doing some research, and I was familiar with like Tough Mudder and Spartan races. And then it was kind of an accident, actually. As I'm doing research, I'm also getting ready to do the Spartan event in Colorado Springs here. And I saw something about DEKA. And then so I started looking into what is DEKA, and I realized that there's this affiliate program, and then thought, okay, maybe I'll look into something like that. So I participated in my first DEKA Strong event at a gym out here, and I immediately saw the like I said, one, I enjoyed it, but then also I saw the trainers that were involved running the event, and then all the different types of members that were there. And I think that was the main thing that stood out to me was we are a club that is for beginners, maybe intermediate exercisers. We do have avid exercisers, but really the majority of our people are just, quote unquote, everyday people. And what I saw at DEKA Strong was, wow, this is really accessible. I could have my mom or my dad come to this event and with no, not having done any training ahead of time, and they could do the event. Now, they may not be in the best shape, they may not be in the best condition, but I wouldn't be worried about them getting injured, and I would feel comfortable taking them through. So I think that's the main thing, and that's a huge differentiator between. And I'm preaching to the choir, but obviously between DEKA and CrossFit, CrossFit is a skills-heavy modality, right? Handstands and Olympic lifting and ring work, all this stuff. And I do like CrossFit, but I would not recommend CrossFit for the average Joe. DEKA is fantastic because, for the competitive athlete, it's great because I can, continue to get better and better at it. But then really for anybody, like my mom and dad, like the average Joe, they can do it. They can train for it. And so I immediately sort of fell in love with the concept of it's something that we can host within our gym, and then people will come to the gym who maybe wouldn't have come to the gym otherwise, and they'll tour our facility. They'll see how clean it is. They'll see the amenities that we have. I mean, really, that's sort of, there are two reasons why we went with DEKA. One, to have something to offer our members that's not traditional group fitness, but then secondary, we want to use it as a membership driver.
That's right.
So those would be the two main things. And I guess the third actually is everything that comes with it. So, right, if we have the event once a quarter, and then we have these value-add DEKA training classes that are free, we've started to sell personal training. We're just now starting to see the fruits of the labor, but we have DEKA personal training that we're selling. We have DEKA assisted stretching and DEKA mobility. The DEKA mobility we're about to add to the schedule. We're creating this ecosystem around this event, and it has been freaking awesome.
And you and I have that in common that, I don't own a gym anymore, but when I did, I just loved that DEKA was like, go for it. Go for it. You want DEKA mobility? We don't have that, but you can, use your imagination, make it fit for your people, make it work for you. And there's just this fan the flame that Yancey has, the culture here of just fan the flame. If you're on fire about mobility and that's going to help your people, then do DEKA mobility, whatever it is. I just love that, and there's not, subparagraph 19B, letter I says, but
totally.
Instead you can just go for it.
We try to find programs and offerings that are accessible, and there is little to no barrier of entry. And that is exactly what DEKA does. I love how you guys allow us to, as long as we're an affiliate, we get to use the Spartan helmet, we get to use the name. We love the programming because it cuts down on time, whether it's me or one of our DEKA coaches. They don't have to do any programming because we cycle through the burn, grit, and forge. So we cycle through those each week, and we've been really strategic with how we've built our schedule. So I know on Monday that coach did forge week 1, week 2 they do grit, week 3 they do burn, and then that way I know also that I do a different class, so that then we can communicate to the members, take class Monday and Thursday, and you'll be getting these workouts. So it's made it really easy for us also.
Now that I have not heard. I have not heard of people cycling through in a programmed way through the forge, burn, and grit workouts you're provided. I like that idea.
That's really helpful. And the coaches, as long as so we have a really intentional interview process to join the DEKA team. We call it the DEKA team now. And what's been really cool is there's this sense of pride now because of all the excitement it's generated, and because of all the publicity it's created for us here in Fort Collins, the town, but then also for our club itself. Trainers whom I would consider sort of these top talent trainers, they want to be a DEKA coach or they want to be a DEKA trainer. And so it's not like we just allow anybody on our personal training team to also be a DEKA coach or trainer. There's an interview process. And people they're required to actually compete just so that they know what it's like, and they also have that credibility. But man, once they're on that DEKA team and they're a DEKA coach, they have a lot of autonomy with how they use the workouts, and as long as everything's communicated out ahead of schedule or ahead of time to our members, they can modify the workouts that DEKA sends us. And so I think the structure with all the autonomy that is within the structure has been really beneficial, and unlike other platforms that we've had in the club in the past, where it's very strict. It's point A, then point B, then point C, and a lot of the trainers don't love that because they want to have creative freedom as well. So yeah.
It is a balance, or sometimes tension, between autonomy and structure, because you can't have a free-for-all, right?
Yeah.
And so that autonomy and structure that you're finding, that balance with DEKA, and then also with your trainers. It's just not just do your own thing Friday,
Right, yeah. And I think that it helps with the team cohesion if Ricardo and I are both DEKA coaches, and you and I are, tight, and I know exactly what you're going to be doing on Thursday, and you know what I'm doing on Monday. It helps with that sort of cohesiveness. The team members are really important for helping the program be successful. So that's been really, really cool. And then, and I know I've mentioned this to you previously, but one of the things that we're looking at expanding, because on a percentage basis, our DEKA classes are the most well attended. Oftentimes, we have a class today at 4. We have 3 on the wait list, and so we're going to be likely expanding into our last remaining racquetball court and creating a new DEKA studio. But what we're finding and what we're going to start working towards is, so we have these DEKA classes all throughout the week, and we have a group text message that each coach has started for their group. And what we're finding is, and I got an email last week, members know about these group text messages, and so they're sending me emails asking, "Hey, can I join the Monday 4 p.m. DEKA group text?" Because members now are working with each other to work out on days that we don't have classes, and so they're finding other people in class that are similar to them or wanting to work on similar things, and then they're meeting up for their zone 2 cardio in the pool to go swimming, or they're meeting up for a really tough workout on Saturday morning before they do family stuff. So just sort of creating that community has been huge, and it's the only program that we have right now that's doing that. And so how do we continue to build on that platform? That's going to be the sort of the next phase, and it's been really exciting.
Man, I tell you, I've done road shows in big box gyms like yourself, and I even visited one a couple of weeks ago. The manager is a friend of mine, and he's just was starting out as a manager. I told him, I'm like, well, you got your work cut out, because in those big gyms, people are walking around with their earphones on or earbuds in and not talking to anybody. I'm like, oh, yeah. You got your work cut out for you. And so for you to have that kind of success in an atmosphere that's not normally conducive to community, I mean, the niche gyms, right, a smaller gym like what I owned, we have an easier time with that. But for you to be able to forge that in the midst of 6,000 members, that's pretty cool. That's a significant accomplishment.
Yeah. Well, and I think it speaks highly of DEKA, because anytime somebody new joins the class, what we do is we break the class up in two. We have people who have been returning, and they're doing their own thing, whether that's the Forge, Grit, or Burn workout. But then anybody new, we take them through half of a full DEKA strong. So we'll explain the 10 zones, then we take them through the 10 zones, and then we explain, okay, now that you've gone through this is our next event, and what everyone else in class, what they're doing is they're training for that event. So I think that's a thing that DEKA's done really well, is they've just made it really easy for the fitness professionals to be able to explain what it is, and then people usually, after they've gone through the half of the DEKA strong, they're like, oh man, I want to join the rest of this group over here, and I want to start working out with them because this looks intense. And it just works so well. And it is a feeder program. It's a feeder into personal training, and then it's also, even if people are not interested in doing fee-based personal training, we also just want them using our club. Our owner talks about it often. He'd rather have fewer members using the club than more members not using the club, because we're not an HVLP model. We want our members using the club, because if they're using the club, they're going to see value in it. And so the idea is that, okay, well, we have all these people coming to classes, and then we have some people buying DEKA programs to either do on their own or buying DEKA programs to do with a trainer. What about everybody else? So we've added, just recently, actually earlier this week, DEKA heat conditioning, which all that is a designated time every week for people to meet in the sauna. Because it doesn't just feel good. There are some benefits to being in the sauna, but the the thinking is, well, one, let's get them using other areas of our club, and then two, if Ricardo and I want to meet up in the sauna, we're going to be talking about our families or sports, and then all of a sudden I have that built-in accountability, and Ricardo's going to check in on me the next time I miss class. And so we want to create opportunities for our members to socialize and communicate and use other areas of the club. We're kicking around the idea of, is there a DEKA swim workout? And maybe that's not even coach led. Maybe it's just, hey, the DEKA swim workout is, X, Y, and Z every Tuesday at 5:30 p.m. Whoever wants to show up shows up, and then the members between themselves will communicate and say, "Hey, are you going? Are you going?" So it's a great way to get people using the club too.
Man, I'm getting all worked up over here. This is tremendous. We got DEKA heat training, DEKA swim coming soon. Guys, I really appreciate you saying how this is a successful feeder into your coaching, because that was that case for me in my gym, but I think so many owners and potential affiliates, affiliate owners and potential owners are missing the fact that the $49 race ticket is just not, I mean, it's nice, but that's not really where the income opportunity is. It is to, and I love this about our industry. I mean, McDonald's asked if you want a side of fries with that. They're trying to help themselves at your expense, right? But when we're offering, what we're offering is your life gets better and we make a living. So what you're saying here is this is feeding our personal training program. So our clients are getting better. They're getting a fuller experience. They're focused on their training in a real way, a life-giving way, right? An energizing way. And it's feeding your personal training program. That is just not, I don't think that's really implemented to the extent that it could be in many gyms.
Yeah, I love the industry we're a part of, because to your point, we are helping people live a higher quality of life, or helping people feel more confident, or helping people to feel good, or helping people live longer. Actually, and I should have mentioned this at the beginning. So the reason why I decided to work in the fitness industry, so when I was young, my grandmother would have been in her 40s at the time, so pretty young. When she was in her 40s, she had cardiovascular disease and she had her first heart attack. And then her physician was like, "Judy, you need to get your ass in shape. You need to start eating better. You need to exercise." And so again, this is I don't know, 40 years ago. 30, 40 years ago, my grandma decides to go to this little gym in this small town that she lived in, has a terrible experience. Personal trainer is not competent. Front desk staff didn't care when she came in. Nobody really made her feel at home or help her out. So what does she do? She leaves the gym and decides, I'm not a gym person. Fast forward 20 years, I'm a sophomore or junior in high school. My grandma is 64, dies of heart disease. And I wondered, man, if Nana would have gone in her 40s into a gym and felt like part of a community, she was with somebody who cared, maybe she'd still be alive like today, and she'd know her great grandchildren. And so I wanted to go into the fitness industry because I thought maybe I could be that smiley face, and maybe I could help that person, learn how to walk on a treadmill or learn how to join a group fitness class. And I think the fitness industry, I think, has sort of this bad stereotype that we've worked hard to overcome, and that stereotype is that the fitness industry is full of beautiful, fit people who eat egg whites and broccoli and who only care about pushing personal training. And so I think that's one of the things we need to overcome is it's not what's in it for me, it's how can I add the most value possible to this person's life. And the benefit of that is if I do a really good job and I'm a professional and I help you hit your goals, it's going to be a win for everyone. And I think that's kind of what we see in these pockets where we experience success.
I'm with you. Yeah. I mean, we experience success. The best type of success and lasting success, in my opinion, comes along the way as you're helping others be successful. Right.
Yeah, totally.
We're helping others add life to their years and years to their life, both. Right. And at the same time, that's going to be what helps me earn a good living by serving others well and taking care of them. I mean, what an incredible inspiration, your grandmother's story to give you purpose in what you do every day. I love that, man. That's beautiful.
Yeah. And there are a lot of grandmothers out there. And there are a lot of people out there who are in a situation similar. My one of my mentors, I guess I do want to drop his name because I think that it's valuable and I want to give him credit. His name's Cliff Buckholz, He's a tennis Hall of Famer, and he and his brother actually founded the Miami Open, which was at the time the world's largest tennis tournament. And he taught me a lot, but one of the things that he taught me was a health club that is successful is a health club that is for beginners or people who struggle with consistency. And that's what we try to do. We're not going to be the place for the Olympic athlete or the professional baseball player. We're for the everyday person. And so going back to what one of your original questions was, that's why we're not a CrossFit gym, but we are a DEKA gym, because we are for everyone. And we want to be inclusive and make things accessible. And so that is why we went with DEKA.
Well, let's talk about your event. You've had success there too. Let's hear about it.
So we held our first DEKA Strong event. And it was a couple weeks ago, about 2 weeks ago, and we did a 4-hour event from 8 to noon, and we sold that event out about a month and a half. Yeah, it was awesome. About a month and a half before the event took place. So that was great, and so we had a lot of time to prep. We made sure that we had volunteers there who also really loved DEKA. And so, we got everything set up the night before. We had enough for 2 lanes of equipment. We ran it in our basketball court, and then we put mats and padding down in the areas where we felt like we needed to have mats and padding just to protect the gym floor. And then we had the majority of people were actually non-members, which was great. So what we chose to do was we had special promo cards that we'd give to everybody who was not a member of Raintree. So when they came into the club, they had something special. And then all of the volunteers that were also personal trainers each had individual cards that all of them had DEKA coach cards, but then some of them said that they were, one of them, we had a DEKA mobility coach there. That's his thing. And then one of them was a DEKA performance programmer. And a performance programmer is something that it's like a 6-week program for $100 that somebody can buy that was professionally created by a DEKA coach so they could improve at their event. Because not everybody wants to do the classes. Some people want to do classes. Some people want to work with a trainer. And then some people want to do their own thing. And so that would be like a performance program. So some of the trainers had those cards. We really tried to treat it as though it was a commercial for the gym. The event itself was great, like you had pointed out. But it's kind of similar to a sporting event, right? Like, people buy tickets for the sporting event, but that's actually not where all the income comes from. It comes from TV sponsorships and everything that happens around the event, and that's kind of what the event was. So it was great that we sold out. Yeah, the affiliate ticket sales, awesome. I want it also, though, for my team. I want my team to experience success from it. I want our club to experience success. I mean, dues, so memberships are what keep us in business. And anything that can bring people to the club is gonna be what we want. So yeah, it was high energy. It was fun. I got to compete in it, and I think that's important also for members to see their coaches also participating, because I'm not the fastest and the strongest, and so I feel like it actually allows people to say, oh wow, Chad sucks at shoulder overs, I could do shoulder overs too, right? So it makes it more accessible for them if I just swallow a humility pill.
Oh, I love it, Chad. Yes, exactly. Guy, I mean, we intimidate people. We're professional trainers and whatever, and no, guess what? We're just normal folks. And I love it, man. That is so good. Take that bite of humble pie, and it inspires others. Yeah. Well, I'm just wondering if you're, if you were talking to someone who's thinking about hosting a DEKA event or thinking, is this right for my club? I mean, what would you tell them?
I'd say take an honest look at the industry and what's going on right now in regards to group fitness. in regards to what millennials and Gen Zers are looking for. Think about, I think maybe asking the question, why wouldn't I? Like, what is the downside? I forget exactly what the affiliate fee is, but it's pretty nominal, especially considering it'll pay itself off in the first event. So I think we can rule the affiliate fee off the table. So if the affiliate fee is ruled off the table, then what's the barrier to entry? What's the worst that could happen to try it for a year? The worst that could happen, from my standpoint, is, okay, you have a few more pieces of equipment that your members are going to use.
Mm-hmm.
Because those are the two things. It's the affiliate fee, and then if we don't have all the equipment we need to buy the equipment. I mean, other than that, like, why not have something that's valuable and there's data behind it? It's also not just my opinion or your opinion. Like, people can just look at the data. Like, DEKA is working, so I guess why not? And it could be, I mean, the space that we run the classes in, we don't have, it's an 800 square foot space. So it's not like we have a huge space. And that's another part of what makes it accessible. Is it could kind of be run anywhere. So I just, take a good look at your member base. If you have members that are alive, chances are they probably would be interested in doing DEKA. And so, just really thinking about it, because there are a lot of programs and equipment and offerings that are really expensive. The barrier to entry for DEKA, the upfront costs are pretty minimal. So if it's not the upfront cost, then why wouldn't you, I guess?
I love that. And it's based on, as you say, it's based on solid evidence, not just a hunch or a feeling or excitement, but look at the trends. Look at what we're learning about the market that's out there. Chad, thank you so much for joining us and sharing today.
Thank you, Ricardo. This has been great.
It's been a true pleasure, and I know that other owners are going to listen to this and latch on to what you're telling them. I know it's going to be inspirational for them upgrading their program. We might hear more about DEKA heat training and DEKA swim training that's inspired by you. This is beautiful. Thank you all for tuning in to another episode of Ricardo's Rules for Resilience, the podcast that gives you the tools to withstand and recover from difficulty. Be resilient.